At the beginning of the film, Sarah is engaged in a bubbly conversation with her classmates. Unexpectedly, her boyfriend, Skylar, appears and opts to ignore her, still resentful because she had declined to advance their intimate relationship. That same night, Sarah visits Skylar at his home, where their connection intensifies until he begins to act unusually. The next day, a visibly smitten Sarah is about to kiss Skylar at school when she is suddenly interrupted by a bout of vomiting. Later, at a restaurant, while Kiana mocks her, Sarah experiences severe abdominal pain. Kiana, jokingly, suggests that Sarah might be pregnant, leading her to take a pregnancy test that night. The initial result is negative, which momentarily reassures her. However, upon waking up, she finds her abdomen abnormally swollen and, checking the test again, discovers she is pregnant, which overwhelms her with sadness. Desperate to avoid her mother, Kate, Sarah sneaks out the window and seeks comfort with her friend Haley, to whom she reveals the entire situation. Haley, incredulous at the possibility of such a sudden pregnancy, insists on taking Sarah to the hospital to explore the option of an abortion. At the hospital, a nurse performs a checkup on Sarah when, surprisingly, a disturbing creature appears on the ultrasound of her belly, causing immediate terror in the nurse, who hastily calls for a doctor's intervention. During the procedure, the creature bursts out of Sarah's womb with devastating force and speed, resulting in the doctor's death and causing panic in the room. In a violent outburst, the creature subdues the nurse under its control. It is revealed that this being is of extraterrestrial origin. Amid the chaos and fear, Sarah and her friend Helly manage to escape from the hospital and take refuge in their car, believing they have left the threat behind. As they stop to catch their breath and, amid nervous laughter, consider the danger past. However, relief turns to horror when they discover that Sarah carries another alien embryo inside her. Helly suggests notifying the police, but Sarah, worried about her mother's possible reaction, opposes this. They consider contacting Skylar, who has just returned from Mexico, but Sarah prefers to keep it a secret. They decide to return to Sarah's house to try to remove the being themselves, although unsuccessfully. Helly then remembers Dave, a veterinarian who might help, and they head in search of him. Simultaneously, a police officer named Oscar arrives at the hospital, facing the desolate scene of destruction left by the creature. In an unexpected twist, Oscar finally finds Sarah and Helly just as they arrive at Dave's dwelling, where the darkest secrets about the supernatural entity are unveiled. Amid the terror, Dave quickly assembles a specialized injection for beasts and sets a clever trap, hoping to capture the creature as it attempts to flee Sarah's body. Despite his meticulous preparations, the being refuses to leave its refuge, forcing Dave to seek an extra dose of his concoction. At this crucial moment, Agent Oscar bursts onto the scene, knocking down the door with force, and takes Sarah to the police station. There, her mother, Kate, learns of the pregnancy, reacting with a mix of anger and disappointment. Oscar, in his role as a peacemaker, pulls Kate aside, trying to calm her and asking her to understand the situation without resentment towards Sarah. Seeking clarity, Kate questions her daughter about the events at the hospital, to which Sarah reveals the birth of a being from another world, something Kate initially receives with skepticism. However, the calm is shattered when the creature, manipulating one of the agents, bursts into the police station. Facing this new danger, the police respond by opening fire, although their efforts are in vain. The beast counterattacks, and in the ensuing turmoil, Helly, Sarah, and Kate seek refuge in one of the cells, bewildered and without answers in the face of escalating terror. In a dramatic twist, the creature, after overpowering an officer, begins a brutal assault on the others. Witnessing such horror, 4 police officers attempt to flee in a panic, but Oscar intercepts them, questioning their hasty escape. However, at that precise moment, the monster launches a surprise attack on Oscar, subduing him to its will, and in an act of extreme violence, ends Dave's life. Terrified by the scene, Oscar's colleagues resume their attempt to flee and encounter a door locked with a sophisticated biometric padlock. In an act of desperation, Helly grabs the severed hand of a fallen officer and presses it against the reader, managing to open the door and allowing them a moment of respite in a temporary refuge. However, the tragedy does not stop there. As Helly and Sarah cross the threshold, the monster captures Kate at the last moment. It drags her into the shadows of the station, just as another creepy creature emerges from Sarah's womb, adding to the horror. The 2 beasts retreat together, shrouded in an aura of mystery and desolation. Upon regaining consciousness, Sarah finds herself face to face with Skylar, who, upon realizing the chaos, is overcome with panic and flees, hinting that he harbors hidden secrets. Moments later, in an attempt to seek answers, Sarah discovers Skylar's laptop in the bathroom. Filled with hope to uncover more information, she takes the device to Helly. However, they encounter the obstacle of a password. Determined, they decide to seek the help of Helly's brother, an expert in infiltrating computer systems. Meanwhile, the monster continues its devastating march, spreading chaos and death in a nearby warehouse, marking its territory with a trail of destruction. The moment a man escapes unscathed from a high-risk incident, he rushes to contact the police station, though no one was alive there anymore. Despite this, Oscar, the sole survivor, answers the call and begins a dialogue. Simultaneously, Helly's brother manages to access the code of a laptop, and they discover in the videos that Skylar had stolen an ancient sword from a museum in Mexico. On the same trip, he accidentally damages a figure, triggering the release of a mysterious gas that blends with his essence. On the other hand, Sarah watches another video showing a pregnant woman next to two beings in a moment of deep connection. She quickly realizes that the beings she helped bring into the world were male and female, born to continue their lineage. Meanwhile, Oscar arrives at a store where he meets the man who reveals the complete truth. With a mix of fear and determination, Oscar enters the store ready to confront the entity. At the same time, Sarah calls the store, asking Oscar about his mother, Kate. Oscar, examining the security recordings, sees Kate next to the creatures. However, in a fleeting moment, all of them vanish. Without hesitation, Oscar rushes in search of them. Shortly after, Sarah and Helly arrive at the store, but finding no one there, Sarah deduces that the creatures must have taken another direction. During a celebration, Sarah and Haley decided to attend the event organized by Kiana, as the emergency required many people for the birth of a creature. Meanwhile, Kate, after coming to, encountered two beings interacting intimately in front of her. During the party, Sarah noticed Kiana's absence and decided to look for her in her room, where she found Kiana in an intimate moment with Skylar. Surprised, Sarah pulled Skylar out of the room and revealed to Kiana that an entity had infected Skylar's intimate areas, dooming anyone who had intimate contact with him to engender new creatures. Increasingly restless, Skylar began to show interest in Sarah and Haley. However, Sarah reacted promptly, pushing him until he fell. Elsewhere, a creature was fertilizing its mate, and after succeeding, it usurped Kiana's body during the celebration. Controlled by the creature, Kiana threw someone into the air, unleashing chaos and causing the crowd to scatter in all directions. At that climax, Sarah confronted the creature with an ancient sword, while Haley attacked it with an electric shock. This caused the entity to leave Kiana to possess another young woman. After a shove, Haley fell to the ground. The creature then advanced towards Sarah with bad intentions, but Haley, regaining consciousness in time, hit it with another electric shock. Disoriented, the creature rushed towards a mixing machine. With lightning-fast reflexes, Sarah activated the machine, reducing the creature to what appeared to be a juice of its own essence. With determination in her eyes, Sarah ventures into the basement in search of the female monster. There, she frees her mother, Kate, who had been trapped. As she ensures her mother's safety, Sarah realizes that the female monster is about to give birth. With a risky plan in mind, Sarah helps her mother escape through the basement. Just when things seem to be getting better, the female monster attacks Sarah fiercely. Amid the chaos, Sarah finds an abortive drug and, in a brave act, throws it into the creature's mouth. The effect is instantaneous. The monster disintegrates in an explosion. Rescued by Helly, Sarah is dragged out of the basement. Shortly after, ambulances arrive and begin tending to the injured. With the threat neutralized, Sarah and Helly feel a deep relief, marking the end of their terrifying adventure. The movie concludes with a mix of relief and sadness for the losses suffered, but with the satisfaction of having survived.